Hello, I'm Cheesy Overlord 27, and today I'm going to tell you a D&D story. Well, this is going to be probably the last one of the stories I've done, because I found out the store closed that the D&D was held at, so yeah, I'm going to try something else, so I'll let you know in the next D&D video. So, this is, yeah. So before we begin, subscribe, bell icon, you guys know what that means, and now I begin. So, you guys remember what happened last time at Black Pudding House. So, so apparently when I was gone, somehow two werewolves came, and, wait, never mind. So, two werewolves came, caved in, oh, right, so, I came back in the window I slept. So when I came back, I found out that this necromancer or something sent werewolves at us, and they were attacking. A few were dead already, and one was fighting with another one. And there's like two massive holes now in this house. So I wake up, I have no idea what's going on, and I immediately like duck underneath the floor covers, or I think I can't remember exactly what I did, and that it's been a while since I did that. But what I remember is I went underneath the floor covers, and there was a werewolf fighting Aki, and he decided, okay, I'm not gonna. He just saw like what happened to all of his friends. He didn't want that to happen to him, so he took out this pouch, and then he smacked it against himself, and he explodes in fire. And so this fire has a 5'5" radius. I'm right underneath him currently. So there's a lot of fire. It's alchemist fire apparently, so it cannot be put out for a while. And our monk and our druid were not there that day, so yeah. So now we're in more trouble than was before. So I managed to find my way and knock out the wood that was blocking me from getting out. Got out, and the dwarf wizard managed to throw the monk and the druid outside, and I was like right in front of him, and like the dwarf really thought, should I step on his head? And thankfully he didn't, since he was a good character. So now, what was it? Yeah. So now we're hiding out in our house because we're very afraid of this town. But clearly from Black Pudding House, we don't want to be here more than we have to. So we're hiding in here and we're sleeping. The next day, I believe that was like I can't remember the exact details. I'm sorry if I'm merging like two stories of one. So the next day, the monk and the druid were there that time. I can't remember if this was another session or it was the same session or not. So yeah. So we woke up and there was a lady that was selling pastries and cookies, and like she's saying cookies, selling cookies or something like that. And like I'm a 12-year-old child. Who 12-year-old would not want a cookie? So I like cookie. And like she was trying to sell some at the door, and like the juror's like, no, oh, we don't want any cookies. And like, so now we decided to go to a store and fix our stuff, see if we can get anything better. So yeah, so we went to the store. I thought I could come in because I thought I could replace my great club because it's a two-handed weapon, and I have a great axe already. But they didn't have anything, so like, nah, sure. So but for some reason the clerk was very interested in me. It's like, are you lost, little boy? Let's take you to the orphanage. And like, no, I'm not an orphan. I just can't find my parents currently. And that's pretty much a definition of an orphan, but he denies it. Yeah. So then he brings out this giant dude that's like supposedly supposed to be taking me to the orphanage, and like I told him, read my lips. No. So like he was like deal he was like fine with that, and I was starting to leave, and then he said like, hey, could you at least take this little paper? And he was trying to charm me. Thankfully I succeeded in the save roll. However, like seriously, 12-year-old child, he has a little bit of curiosity what's on the paper. So I asked Myth, which is now my friend, which like we've known each other for like a few years, not in real life, just in the game. He's missing his parents. I'm missing my parents. We bonded. He knows me really well. We know for like 2 years now. So like I asked him, hey, could you get the paper for me? And like he like looked back and like no, and I'm like on his shoulders. So now we're like everyone wants to get a drink because they're very thirsty. So we, but go to a bar, and I'm still on his shoulders. And I go in, get off, and like okay, let me find some juice. Like I'm an urchin in the background, so I thought I better find it myself. So yeah, I start going to the back, and then the bartender sees me and like, hey, no kids allowed, and he scoots me off, and like Myth came out because he felt he needed to. So now we're outside. I feel a little bad at that I made Myth not be able to get his drinks. And I tried suggesting stuff to him, like, hey, maybe we can find some place that you might like that I can come into. And like, nah. So I had the brilliant idea. Quote unquote brilliant. My idea was, I'm wearing a hat that's about the size of me. So the plan was, I was going to hide inside my hat. And Myth would take my hat in and say it's like a new kill he just got. He would like set it down. He would be able to drink, and he would be able to watch me. So that's what the plan was. So I got in my hat with my pet rat Rufus, and like he brought me in, and he tried getting some drink. For some reason, the bartender was very persuasive. It's like, hey, that was the kid's hat. Where's the kid? And they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. And like he says like gets a fresh kill, and like he is like, hey, can I see it? And it's like sure. And like, and I'm hearing myself, I need to do something badly. So I have a minor illusion, which like I can do very little on minor illusion. I found out. I thought I could look like a dead animal, but no. So I turned it into a melon. So now I'm a piece of fruit in the hat. And this guy's calling a fresh kill. So he opens it up, the bartender sees it and says, hey, can I buy that fruit from you? We haven't managed to sell fruit here in a long time. And it's like, I'm getting a little worried and mad, and he's offering 100 gold for this fruit. And it's like, Myth, you better not sell me. And like, he pulls the hat back, and like, 200. You're like, Myth! And like this entire time, and like the bartender agreed, and like the entire time he's contemplating, should I sell him or not? Both the Earth Elemental Barbarian and Aki are cheering him, sell him, sell him, sell him, sell him. It's like, why do you want to sell a 12-year-old kid? Why? And I could understand a little bit of annoyance, but I wasn't that annoyed. So like he sold me. So he popped off the fruit. And he yelled out, now, fruit! And like, so I pop out and like, ha! And he just says, you just bought a child. And like, he scoops all the gold in my hat and was, what his plan was, rob the guy, take me away. However, here's what his response was. Oh, that's even better. What? And like, I'm just angry. I'm very angry at Myth, like, Myth, what did you do? And so he now grabs me by my neck, and the bartender managed to charm me and convince me that, he's a friend of my dad's. So now I'm fighting Myth. He's, on the ground outside. The Earth Elemental's trying to push him out. Aki's already outside. And for some no good reason, the only good person was the wizard, and he's outside not noticing. So now I'm attacking Myth. I'm about to kill him, but the guy told me to come back. I steal my hat back and put it back on. And like I walk over and hey, like maybe we can get some juice and we'll be going over to the store tender and like, oh okay. And I'm trying to think of a way to get out of this situation, and nothing's working. So now what was it? Yeah. So I'm like charmed, and he's like, okay, we're gonna see the store clerk. Her can like okay, hey, and then the Earth Elemental is still in the bar and says, hey, the little gnome has the gold you paid for him in his hat. I'd like to have that gold back. And like he's like looks at me and is like, is that true? And like, it's my hat. I'm keeping my hat. And like I pull it down more and like, could you just give the gold back? Like, fine. So I literally pull off my hat and dump the gold right in front of me. The evil barbarian takes the gold and goes away. And then the cookie lady comes back in and like, hey, could I have a cookie? And juice? I have like the mind of a professor, so this sucks more. So what was it? So he told me you're gonna go with this lady now. And like, what happened to the storekeeper? And like, it's not all right now. You're gonna go with her. And it's like okay, and like she said, hop in this bag. You'll be a lot safer. I said, no, I'm not hopping in that bag. I literally have 20 strength, 18 in intelligence, another 18 in wisdom. I'm okay. So like, suit yourself, and like she does this magic spell that gets us to a different plane of existence in the same sort of place. And finally, the freaking wizard notices this, and now is gonna try and help the kid out. Well, help Jingle out. So she's gone now, and she comes out, and he has a plan. Well, he told the monk to beat up her cart. His plan was she would come back to stop him punching the cart, hurt, and bring me along, and then he would be able to get the charm off. That does not happen. What actually happens is like he's beating up the cart, and like the pastry lady's like, why are they beating up my cart? It just has pastries. And like now we're walking away from this mug punching a cart. And that day I also got my special item, which was Eyes of Eagle, which allows me to see very far away, very clearly. So lady pointed. So the pastry lady like pointed at a windmill and said, "That's where we're going." And like I used my eyes to like see a bit better what's up there. I see like about quite a few humans, quite a few dwarves, 3 or 5 elves, 1 tiefling child, and then the GM said this. Then you notice a 2-tailed, 1-horned tiefling appearing behind the windmill. And it's like, how is Ia still alive? I'm like, this is what? And then I couldn't come back for a month, and then the store closed, so I never knew what happened. I'm so mad about that. Well, that's the end of that campaign. In my next D&D video, I'm going to tell you how it was for me doing my DMing for the first time. That did not go well. But for that, just saying, I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did, and I will see you guys next time.